If you would like to use AI for your research papers, well, some of your common concerns may be, what if my paper gets rejected because it gets flagged for AI? What if there's plagiarism in the paper? And what if I get blacklisted simply because of using AI tools? These are probably some of your most common worries as a researcher today. And let me be honest with you, I've been using AI for research papers for a while now. AI itself is not the problem, but the problem is the way you actually end up using AI. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how do you legitimately and ethically use AI such that it does not create any issues in terms of your research acceptance, and your stature, your academic reputation also remains intact. Pretty much everything I'm telling you over here can be directly verified by professors. As long as you do it in this way, you're not going wrong. So let's start the presentation. The first thing I like to do is I like to go on to YMGrad.com and take a look at the discussions page, because there's so many people who are looking for co-authors to research in. Performing research and writing research papers is not an easy operation, and if you have just someone to hold hands with and do it together, it can become so much easier. So make sure you go on YMGrad.com and find co-authors. You can also go ahead to the research groups page, join a research group, or create a research group by yourself. So this will make things easier for you. Next, I always like to start with Semantic Scholar. You see, I'm a person who likes to do research in, let's say, AI and healthcare, but I don't know what to research on. So the first thing I like to do is to go on to Semantic Scholar and enter my area of research. For instance, my area of research is healthcare and AI. And then I'm going to search for research topics within this domain. You'll see a couple of topics, and you can already start absorbing these to understand what kind of a topic you want to research on. Let's say after going through these, I know for a fact that I want to research in Parkinson's disease detection using machine learning. Maybe that's what I ended up with because that's just what interested me. And now I want to see all those research papers specifically published on this particular topic. So here are some of these papers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on Has PDF so I can get documents which actually are accessible. I'm going to open up the PDF of a couple of papers. You should take up maybe about 5, and I'm going to try to download them. So here I downloaded the first one. Here's the second one. And then I'm going to go onto ChatGPT. I will upload these documents right over here, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to check for gaps in Parkinson's disease detection using AI research using these research papers, and specify 20 most important topics to research on. And ChatGPT is going to do its magic and tell me exactly where the research gap lies. So based on the 2 papers uploaded, and you can upload up to 5, the current state is heavily focused on small tabular data sets and classical machine learning models, and these are the major weaknesses in the current research it tells me about. And then it tells me the 20 topics that I should be focusing on. Maybe I should be using retrieval augmented clinical Parkinson's diagnosis. So this is basically using RAGs. You can do that. You can do Parkinson's foundational models, GPT like LLMs. So there's all these latest topics that it tells me about, that this is where the research should be headed as of today. And then after going through these, I can pick up my own topic. Now understand this, I've taken this Parkinson's disease detection using machine learning as an example because I already have a research paper published on this exact topic, so it'll make things easier for us to understand. But as you can see, it gave me a lot of direction as to what I should be doing. Now, let's say that I have an understanding that this is the topic I want to focus on. The next thing I'm going to do is I will log into something called as Jenny AI. The moment I do that, the first thing you will see is to enter your prompt over here. So this is the topic where I want to do the research, and you can improve it, of course. Then you click on next, you click on the citation settings, you can just leave it, click next, and then click on smart headings. So it will tell you what kind of a structure your paper should follow if you want to research on this topic. And here, as you can see, it's already generated the headings for me. This is really helpful because now I know first thing I need to do is to focus on a literature review, gate analysis method, so on and so forth. Now, one thing you'll notice is that Jenny is very much interested in writing the paper itself for you. If you ask Jenny, it will keep on writing parts of the paper. You just have to keep clicking on accept, and it will basically write the whole research paper for you. Isn't that easy? Well, this would be the part which is unethical. Please do not do this, because the moment you copy this thing and put it in an AI detector and you try to detect for AI, the first thing you will see is that the detector will say it is 100% AI generated. And this right here is the problem. If you do this and submit it to publications, you're definitely going to face issues. So now that we know what not to do, we go back to Jenny AI and we should write the paper in our own words. For instance, this is my paper. I wrote this with my own hand. So let me just put some portion of it over here. Now, here's how Jenny can help you out. You don't need to take up everything from Jenny, but you can ask it, okay, this particular text, Jenny, I don't like this. Can you edit this and improve the fluency? It can fix flow issues for you. As you can see, Jenny gave me a prompt that I can now accept. I can put in, I can replace my old text with this one. And I can do this a couple of times. I can also ask Jenny to find citations for this particular text, and it will tell me which papers I can use to cite over here. And you should definitely verify this, but it makes your job a lot easier. You can ask Jenny again to paraphrase the text if you want, academically simplify it, or you can even give it a custom prompt if you want. And as you can see, I can replace now my prompt with Jenny's prompt, and I can still go ahead and try to put this in the same AI detector, try to detect the AI over here, and it still says says that it's 0% AI. That's because we used AI to improve our text and not to write the paper by itself. Another feature of Jenny that I really like is this review feature where I can click on claim confidence, and this is a very in-depth review where Jenny will go ahead and understand what kind of claims am I making in this paper. Are those claims even substantiated? Do we need to add some references, some citations, or do we need to fix the grammar somewhere? Everything is going to be available over here. So it's like a friend who's an expert PhD who's helping you write your research paper. So right over here, as you can see, this is misrepresented. It tells you the original citation was misapplied. So it even tells you that your citation is not correct, and it gives you the right one. You correct it. Similarly, it gives you another suggestion over here that this part of the text is unsupported, so you can accept it. You can add the citation again. So a lot can be done just by using Jenny. And even now, if I copy this and I paste this into the Quillbot thing, I click on detect AI again, it's still 0% AI. So you see how using AI can help augment and fast forward your research process rather than getting it flagged for AI if you use it wrong. Now remember, for each and every part of this process, you could have your own strategy. For instance, for literature review, I could search for this exact paper in Semantic Scholar. I could look at the papers that are already ongoing, and each and every section can be filled in through that. For methodology, data acquisition protocols, you could just use ChatGPT to get guidance, but definitely perform the experiment by yourself. And so you see how just a couple of AI tools can actually help you get towards your research output a lot faster. Now, one more important thing about using Jenny AI is that it allows you to put a declaration in the paper that you actually ended up using AI over here. So when I click on this plus icon, I can actually tell it to add the AI declaration. It will include this AI declaration right over here, telling the journals, telling the conferences that, hey, we actually did use AI as a part of this process while building this paper, but that's completely okay. And I can show you why. Here's again Jenny AI website. Now this one is Jenny AI published papers. If you just go ahead and randomly click on any of these papers, you will see that there's really good quality open access papers published in some of the topmost publications, and they are actually using Jenny AI as a part of it. And you can see that the conflict of interest statement or the AI declaration is present over here as well. And this is not just one paper, there's so many of these on different platforms. For instance, you can take a look at this one. This one is published on elsewhere as well. So a lot of papers being published using Jenny AI, and all of these are fully legal. Now, before we finalize this video, I want to be very real with you. Understand this, sometimes AI detectors have false positives. Even though you may not have used AI, but your writing was just so perfect that the AI detector thought that it is AI, and that can happen. Sometimes human written text is flagged as well. And sometimes AI generated text can actually bypass AI detectors. What you need to focus on is academic integrity. Your analysis should be original. You should have verifiable citations. So I always request you to check whatever Jenny is adding for you, and please make sure that those citations make sense. And you should have reproducible results, of course. So whatever the experiment is, it should make sense. Now, these tools that I showed you in this video, they're just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more when it comes to using AI for your research. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'm so excited to share much more on this channel with you. You can also chat with me one-on-one on YMGrad.com. The moment you sign up, you'll see my chat box. Message me over there and we may be able to help you out. And apart from that, I wish you all the best for your research journey. Once you publish your papers using this method, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, you can also reach me on Instagram if you'd like to suggest any future videos on this channel. Goodbye and take care until next time.